I was just pantomiming that first 30 seconds of the show.
The first portion was for the deaf.
Are we still streaming?
Yeah, we're still streaming.
Right.
We're good.
We've got a couple technical difficulties, guys. This is a first-year event for us, so we are working through some kinks. What we're here to do is to bring you guys some amazing electric unicycle riding, also one-wheel ridings, electric scooters, anything else that anybody brings out that's got a battery and a couple wheels. Let's make it happen. Come on out to the Benton County Fairgrounds. You can see racers from all around the world. We've got racers from as far away as Poland all the way to Portland and all points in between. What these folks are out here doing right now is they are pre-qualifying. We are pre-qualifying for the circuit track race. This is an oval track race, which is about a quarter of a mile long. We've got a rider from Boston, Massachusetts with the gold leaf jacket. Very stylish. I like that a lot. A lot of the riders will wear that reflective type material so that they're more visible at night. That rider happens to ride quite a bit at night. I've ridden with him out in Boston. He's an amazing rider, and he's a contender for this circuit track race. The circuit track race is an oval, as you can see, folks coming around. We've got a rider coming around the bend now. This is Dawn Champion from Los Angeles, California. If you heard that beep, I'm not sure if the beep came through on the audio, but if you heard it, that beeping is her machine telling her that she's going too fast, okay? So she was exceeding the limits of capacity of her machine. I imagine that you guys would like to know what happens when you exceed the limits on an electric unicycle. Well, since you don't have any other wheels to fall back on, no pun intended, typically you will face plant. You will go down and go sliding and your wheel will come tumbling after you. It is not a pretty sight, folks, but it is something that we are bound to see today, because when you're riding an electric unicycle like these professional riders are, you are on the corner, you're on the cusp of cutting off. That's what it's called when your device just fails. You're on the cusp of cutting off at all times as long as you're pushing it. We had another fast rider there showing up. I'm not certain of all of these riders' names. This is the general qualification. So these riders have come in from all over the country, like I said. I've met a lot of them, but some of them I haven't. Some of them have come in today. They're showing up all the time, every day. Down here at the Benton County Fairgrounds, we've got a stage set up. We're going to be doing a talent show and a ride-in movie a little bit later. There we go. We've got Rider A, Rider EH from Toronto. That was Rider A. These riders are not trying to go their fastest. I mean, they are trying to go their fastest, but there is a fine line between going fast and losing balance on your device. So if you exceed the mechanical capabilities of these devices, they will just fail. You'll just go face down, face plant, and start skidding. We've already seen it happen a couple times. There we have a rider. You notice that rider had their phone out in front of them. What they were doing is monitoring their speed. So unlike your cars and your other devices, your motorcycles, a lot of these devices don't have speedometers. So the only way that these riders know how fast they're going is to hold their phone out in front of them like that and check. So that's what a lot of the riders will be doing, you'll see. Let me get back to the beeps. The beeping, or riding the beeps, is what we like to call it. Riding the beeps is a very dangerous thing because it doesn't beep faster the faster you go and the closer you get to cutting out. Here we have a seated rider. I like that technique. The technique of the seated rider is to get more aerodynamic, and they're also able to put more of their torso or more of their center of gravity over the front of the wheel, which drags them in space faster. Back to the beeps. I want to explain the beeps to you guys. So that beep, beep, beep that you guys might hear as they're going by, that one was quiet, but it was still there. You could still hear it beeping. That means that they have exceeded 80% capacity on their batteries. So 80%, they've only got 20% of a buffer left. If they exceed that 20% buffer, I think you know what happens. That 20% buffer could be exceeded very easily. Maybe they hit a bump in the road, maybe they hit a pothole, maybe they hit a speed bump or something like that. That will cause a power spike, and you can bet your sweet bippy that is going to also cause you to face plant, nosedive, cut out. These are all terms that the riders use. They're colloquial terms that they use to describe what's happening when their wheel stops balancing on its own. They can't provide the balance themselves, so they have to rely on the motor, and if the motor gives up, they're gonna go down. That's why you'll see a lot of these racers have full safety gear. You're gonna see them with shoulder pads, chest guards, back protectors, helmets with full face protection, knee guards, shin guards, special shoes, motorcycle shoes. These riders are all geared up for safety. They're geared up to make sure that they don't get hurt. And we've also set up that was a beep rider. That was a beep rider there. I believe that was the caution wheel. That looks like the caution wheel. The caution wheel is a wheel that's yellow and black. We've got our bumblebee going up in the air. Speaking of yellow and black, we're going to be setting up our bumblebee to take a look around, give you guys a first-person view of the track here. Maybe we'll take a little trip around. You guys can see the different corners and things. All right, that was Show Scott from San Francisco. Show Scott rides for Alien Rides. Alien Rides is a vendor, a PEV vendor. If you guys are interested in where you can buy these devices and race them yourselves, or buy them and bring them on down and race them with us, you could go check out Alien. Oh, Amber Blades is on it today. Amber Blades just came by. She was our female top winner yesterday in our drag race. Those drag race finals will be provided to you a little bit later. And we've got a whole crew of great guys here. All right, that looked like Maribel. Maribel from Team Alien Rides as well. Maribel, she hails also from San Francisco. Alien Rides has a bunch of riders out here from San Francisco. We've also got teams from Rev Rides up in Vancouver, Washington. We also have teams from EVs up in Toronto, Canada. So these teams have come down. They've made this trek down to Bentonville in order to test their speed, test their skills against other electric unicycle riders. And here we have Mia, Mamma Mia. She is hailing from Vancouver, Washington. She is also a rider for Rev Rides. So Rev Rides, Alien Rides, and also EVs are all PEV distributors. When you think PEV, think electric unicycle, think one wheels, think scooters. These are all personal electric vehicles. They're personal transportation devices. They're also known as last mile vehicles. So these are the type of vehicles, if you're in a commuting scenario where you live in a subdivision and you need to get to the train or get to the bus, these are excellent vehicles to do that with. And we have a rider that's coming down the stretch here. We have our youth rider, number 113. Youth rider number 113, and you may have noticed that rider had some horns on his helmet. Those are provided by Helmet Flare. Helmet Flare provides accessories for helmets, and they are in the house today. They've actually got a booth over here, so they will be selling their helmet flares. So if you guys want to come down, check out their helmet flare, come on down to Benton County Fairgrounds. Check out all of the races that we have going on. Like I said, today we've got qualifications going on. We have a rider coming around the bend now. Let's see who this is. All right. I didn't catch who that rider was, but you notice he's wobbling. He's wobbling, folks. So what you'll see is that a lot of times if these riders are exceeding their capabilities or exceeding the capabilities of the wheel, you'll notice that their wheel will start to wobble. If they don't control that wobble or arrest that wobble, there could be very bad consequences. We saw that yesterday with quite a prolific wreck. We also saw a wreck this morning, which was Show Scott on a Master. I'm not sure what he's racing on now because he definitely had a problem this morning in qualifications. Another rider with wobbles. We got more wobbles going on. Hey, look at this, guys. We have a one-wheel rider on the track. So the one wheel is a very similar device to the electric unicycle, but with the one wheel, the rider stands horizontally opposed to the wheel as opposed to parallel. That is the rider Lars from Seek and Shred. Rider Lars from Seek and Shred. And what you'll notice on those electric, they are also electric unicycles, but on the one wheels, they will start to tip up. Their pedals will start to tip up as they're riding. And that means, hey, you're getting too close to the exceeding the capacity of the machine, and that's how they provide feedback to the wheels that they are going to cut out. That rider looked like that rider was on a 16X. There's multiple different device classes out here. We have 100-volt wheels. We have 84-volt wheels. There's even 136-volt wheels represented out here from various manufacturers. Manufacturers like Kingsong, Bigode, In Motion. All right. That rider was, I believe that was NY Tarzan, hailing from NY, from New York. NY Tarzan is an amazing rider. He's originally from Russia. Russia has a lot of great electric unicycle riders, and they do some wild stuff out there. I've seen some really big jumps, some really extreme stunts, and that's what we're trying to bring to you folks. We're trying to bring you folks extreme stunts, extreme jumps, and extreme races, which is, oh, and the beep, beep, beep as he goes by. These guys are really pushing it. Personally, I think I'd be a little bit more reserved in a scenario like that where we're just doing the qualifications. There's really no need to push it. You're just qualifying, right? But hey, at least he was only beeping from here. So that, like I said, the beeping indicates that they are 80% within threshold of their batteries. These riders can set those beeps to happen at any speed. So if you wanted to set your electric unicycle or your one wheel or your other device at a certain speed limit, they do have the capability to set those speed limits. But most of the time with these riders, they're going to set their speed limits to zero. Basically, they're going to set their speed limits to 99 miles an hour, and they're only going to rely on the beep, 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 as you heard them go by, those beeps. They call them beep riders. These riders that like to push the envelope, kind of flirt with disaster. We're going to call them beep riders. I personally am not a beep rider. I am an electric unicycle jumper. That's my thing. That's what I like to do. Folks like myself, Mike Leahy, Brian Norris, we are also electric unicycle jumpers. We are all electric unicycle jumpers. What's really exciting about the Amped Electric Games here in Bentonville, Arkansas, down at the Benton County Fairgrounds, is that we've brought in VIP riders from all over the world. We have VIP riders from France with Chapeau du Row. Chapeau du Row is a freestyle electric unicycle rider. And we actually were just on the news yesterday with Chapeau du Row. It was quite exciting. We have Live for EUC. She's another freestyle rider. She hails from Phoenix, Arizona. Live for EUC. You can check out all of the profiles of all of these riders on ampedelectricgames.com or youtube.com/ampedelectricgames, where you're at right now. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. This is a great reminder to hit that subscribe, hit that notification. Here comes Lars again. You can see that electric unicycle that he's riding, the one wheel. It is focused straight up like that. It's pushing back. It's telling him no more, no more. If he pushes it a little bit more, the bottom is just going to drop right out. It's happened to me on those one wheels, and it is not a fun experience by any means at all. So if you can prevent a cutout or a failure like that, you're best to do so. You're best to self-preservation kicks in for me. But hey, back to the VIPs. You can check out all the VIPs. I've gone around the country and done interviews with all of the VIPs. We also have Brian B-Rex from up in Seattle. We've got Mike Leahy from up in Seattle, both electric unicycle jumpers. We also have EUC Girl. She is from Fremont, California. Oh, look who decided to show up a little bit late for work.
Hey, Mountain King of the Hill.
Mountain King of the Hill. We're bringing a guest announcer here. Scoot a little bit closer to the mic there, buddy.
How's it going out here so far?
So far, it's going amazing. All we're hearing is beeps, and you know what the beep means.
I know what the beep means. It means they're pushing their limits. I think I heard you talking about self-preservation earlier. Ricky and I were just talking about that. Out here, I would feel like chest protector, all the gear is really, really mandatory for me, because when I fall hard. And so I want to ride for the slide, and you just want every ounce of protection. I see some of the guys now even wearing like double knee pads, so they have like the soft underneath, and then they have the hard shell outside.
Exoskeleton, I think they call those, an exoskeleton type knee guard.
It's like we're in the next, like literally everything about this sport is the future, right?
That's
we're riding electric devices. We're over here wearing exoskeletons that are protecting us. Like, pretty soon we're gonna be super soldiers, right? Like, that's what we are. Like, don't put a machine gun on the front of this thing.
I'm telling you, I do feel bionic when I ride on these machines. I feel like I have robot legs. That reminds me of one of our events that we had yesterday. That we used a robot arm. You want to tell them about that?
That was the pickup cap.
Pickup cap game we had.
That one was pretty. We were in the turtle race, and then we had the pickup cap next to it, and it was really neat because you would just see people get really into these games that are games, but they are skill challenges or something that you're working on. And then just the added, like, you have the grabber, you're picking up something small, and the coordination there, you'd hear spills every so often. People are laughing, they're sweating, and that's what it's about. It's about taking every opportunity and making the most of it. And that's what folks are doing out here today. We got Cooler Joe coming up right here from Colorado.
Oh, Cooler Joe from Colorado.
Cooler Joe!
Hold my beer, I'm riding a cooler.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
All right,
bring it in.
thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Trevin.
buddy.
Electric Voodoo Crew represent. That's the Electric Voodoo Crew. Trevin Brondhorst, Mountain King of the Hill. I'm bringing in my co-host. This is the Black Cobra. Black Cobra, say hi to all the beautiful people out there.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? I know you're loving the footage here at the AMP Games because we are loving being here. It is incredible. The energy is electrifying in the air, and it's something that it has to be experienced to really be believed.
We're going to try to bring you guys the best live experience that we can, but if you're in the area, head on down to Benton County Fairgrounds. You're not going to have another chance to see anything like this anywhere in the world. This is the only place where you can find electric unicycle riding, jumping, racing, and tricking in the world right now.
And if you haven't noticed, this is real, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that I hear a lot of people saying, you guys aren't really going to do that, are you? Take a look at what's going on here. This is amazing. It's unprecedented. This is the first time this many amazing riders have been brought together, and we're bringing you every little bit of it step by step. So you can live it, you can feel it, and next time you can experience it yourself, because this is going to be every year, and this is going to be just as amazing. I'm sure next year we're going to have, look at this, look at this.
Get on the brakes. So you notice that, notice the wobble there. You ever had the wobbles?
Yes.
You had the wobbles?
The speed wobbles. I was actually testing the unit, the speed units yesterday, and I had the bracelets on and was flying past, and I experienced those wobbles at the end, just to show you that this is not just anything for anybody. Like, one of the things I notice is when we say these are professional riders, I don't think people understand. These are people who have really done this for hours and hours and hours.
Sometimes years.
Years to get good at what we're doing here. It doesn't take that long to ride. It does not. But it does take a little longer to get this kind of professionalism and this kind of experience. So what you're seeing here are people that are dedicated to this. And I'm just amazed that we're able to capture this on footage here and for you guys to experience it. So enjoy.
It is exciting. It is so exciting. I'll tell you, I've had those speed wobbles before. They tell you a couple different things you could do to get out of the speed wobbles. One is to turn. Start turning, carve out of it. That's one. I've heard people say, straighten your legs up, straighten your legs. My personal technique for avoiding those speed wobbles is straighten one leg.
Yeah.
I straighten one leg. That's what I like to do, and put it on one pole.
I'm the carve out of it kind. I normally try to do that, but again, it doesn't always work because you don't always have room. Like at the end of this track, when you come in real hot and you hit those wobbles, you have like a couple seconds to decide. It's really a split-second decision. Are you going to try and carve out of it, or are you going to try and stiffen a leg and try and get yourself?
Whoa!
Oh my goodness!
That was
I couldn't even tell who that was, but whoever that was crouched down and was flying.
Was that Ruben? I think it may have been Ruben.
I don't think so.
Was it Ruben?
No.
That looked like San Pachico's wheel with the purple accents.
It could have been his wheel. It looks like a lot of people are loaning their wheels
Yeah.
right now
So
to each other.
Just like your car, you can customize your electric unicycle. So these guys, you'll see them with different 3D printed parts and things like that on their wheels that they've designed at home. This is such a new and young sport that we don't have manufacturers that are making these accessories for us, so we have to make them ourselves.
So we become the manufacturers of our own
Francisco from Ecuador. We got a couple little speed wobbles there at the end.
Yeah.
Francisco, great guy, super, super nice guy. We were out at the rail yard last night, and Francisco was out with us
Yes,
there.
he was. The rail yard's a whole nother experience.
Oh, Ryder A!
Oh, boy.
Ryder A! Ryder A! He was skipping along. Sometimes you kind of feel like you're skipping like a stone because, you know, the wheel, you are on a wheel and it is rolling. But if you think about it, every minute imperfection in the road surface is going to pop you up a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe you're only really making contact with the ground every 6, 8, 10, 12, maybe even more inches.
And it depends on if you hit something. If you catch a bump or you catch an imperfection in the road, it'll send you on that skip along. Whoa!
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow. He was like a sail. He was open. He had his body really open. It was catching a lot of that wind resistance.
And his tether that he had, I think you could hear it. I don't know if
Take
it was
over
Scott.
for 1
Go
second.
right ahead.
I got to be right back, guys. I'm going to let Black Cobra take over.
So if you guys see here, there's all different types of riding. That's one of the things that we wanted to make sure you guys understand. There is not just one style of rider. If you look at some of the riders coming through, some of them are crouched over. Some of them have that like a jockey almost stance. And then there's other people that stand up and they're standing straight legged like this guy here coming through right now. He's got the tall stance and it looked like he was filming on his phone, which is definitely not advised when racing, but you know, he had his EUC World stats up. That's another thing that we can do is we connect to our wheels through a Bluetooth connection, and it allows you to get the stats so you know the peak when your wheel is peaking, when the energy that is coming out of your wheel is peaking, so you don't over torque it, over spike it, and you know you can avoid having a crash by making sure you maintain the right levels on your wheel. But this is one of those things here, like I was saying, is the different styles. Different people have different styles of riding, and you'll see all kinds here. Some are real tall when they ride, some are real in the middle when they ride, and some are really crouched over real low when they ride. So this is one of those things. Somebody there you can see had their phone out also, and their phone was giving them the stats. They looked real happy with their run because they're looking at their time and seeing how long it took them. They're trying to get their times down as minimal as possible because this is a timed race and all the times are being compared. If you're wondering how we have them officially timed, we have Seek and Shred. They are out here and they have their chips on everyone's wrist, and that chip is allowing them to track the speed in real time. And then we have a leaderboard over at the Seek and Shred tent, and everybody's on that leaderboard, and it has everybody in we have a couple different categories. We got a one wheel coming across right now. That's the first one wheel I've seen on the track today.
We had Lars earlier.
Okay, we did have, so we had another one earlier. That was the second one wheel that we had come through here. This is an all electric vehicle event, so we did have a skateboard earlier. I don't think he's competing on it, but we're hoping that as we go forward with this event, we have more people come through with more electric vehicles, because electric unicycles are most of our favorite, but that is not the only thing that can race here. If you have electric vehicle and you want to race it, as long as there's more than one of you, you can bring it out and race. The Amped Electric Games is all about all electric vehicles. So we have a lot going on here, and we're hoping to push it more and more as this event goes forward, and do as much as we can to help the community when it comes to electric vehicles, because we are true believers in this alternate green energy transportation. It's something to help us, omit some of the fossil fuels and some of the burn that we have going on. So this is one of those things that the green energy can be utilized to propel us and give us fun at the same time. So if you guys are enjoying this, I hope you guys will go on, check out the videos, go to ampedelectricgames.com. Let us know that you guys are here and that you're watching, that you're enjoying this. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow, he was moving. That's what we're talking about here. You can see there, you can see some good drone image there from the follow cam. You can see also the two other angles we have around the corner there and the finish line, trying to get the best angles on the riders. Here we go. Here's another one coming through. Chance Hines there flying down. This is a whole lot of racers here. So I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it, and we're going to be bringing you more footage a little later. We're going to have right now we're doing one racer at a time, and we're doing the times. Later on, we're going to have multiple racers on the track at the same time, and we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a different event. Here we go again. Here comes someone else coming in. All right, Liv's coming in. All right. Oh, little wobbles there, little wobbles. And she recovered. Uh-oh, there she goes. There she goes. Yes, at the end you can see that it takes a little time we have a slowdown right after the finish line. We gave them some room because sometimes when you get it up to speed, it takes a little bit to get yourself to slow back down. Oh, here we go. You see Mama. She's coming through. She's flying. All right. Now let's see what she's got. She's got a good slowdown. Yep, no wobbles on her. She's got it down to a science. And this is, we have, oh, here comes another one. We have a bunch of different categories. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, my goodness, he's moving. Now, he's got to have a really good time. That looked like a really good time. I can't wait to see the leaderboards later so that we can get a good idea of how fast is the fastest. Because looking out here, when you see people coming by, I'm telling you, it's hard to tell who's the fastest. But all we know is that we got a lot of fast people. That is for sure. This is amazing. You may notice some of the gear they're wearing. I know he was talking about it earlier. We have the chest protectors. We have the elbow pads, the knee pads, and definitely the helmets. We do our best to wear as much protection as we can without losing the mobility we may need to gather that speed. You can hear some of the people as they go by. You can hear some of their gear, the wind catching noise on a tether or on a shirt. We try to do the best we can to get the gear that's going to have the less wind drag as possible. But this is definitely, like I said, a brand new thing. This is the first professional race event that we've had for as far as the Amped Electric Games is concerned, and this is the largest professional racing event that we've had, and we're going to continue to grow this event so that we can get as many riders as possible and we can introduce this to as many people as possible, because I guarantee you once you try this you will be addicted, because the ability and the feel of riding on that one wheel at high speeds, it does feel like flight. So everyone here has experienced that, and I guarantee you'll experience it too once you get on an electric unicycle or a one wheel or a scooter, any of these electric wheels. But I tell you, the feeling of flight is unreplaceable or irreplaceable. Oh, there we go. Oh, easy. Now you can see we feel it when we see somebody wobbling. Oh, there we go. That was a good time. I can tell you right now. I don't know what that was, but Turbo was really moving, so I'm not sure how his speed was on that, but I guarantee you that was a good one. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got a lot of racers coming through, one after the other. Oh, here comes somebody else around the corner. Let's see who we got. Who do we got? Oh, my goodness, he's moving. That's Show. Show is moving. He's one of our faster riders here. We have a group of New York riders, and he's one of them. Turbo, that was just before him, and then Show that just went through there. We have riders from all over. Like I said, we have people that came from Canada. We have people that came from all over the U.S., and we have a group that came from New York. I myself came from Massachusetts. A lot of people made that trip. Oh, there's Amber Blades, another one of our front runners. Yes.
She could win this.
Yes, there's another time. She definitely has the ability to win this. I believe she was only in second place by a tenth of a second or something like that. She is definitely one of our front runners. Her and Show that went right before her, they are definitely two of the people to beat at this event right now. I am not sure how many people have gone and how many people we have left, but we still have a line over there. Everybody gets 2 times around the track. Those 2 times around the track, they get the best of those 2 times. You get that warm-up track, that first lap you can use as a warm-up, and then you can push it on the second one. Here we got another one-wheeler coming around.
Oh, Kyle, we got Float Jesus on the one.
Float Jesus. All right, Float Jesus is making his way. Okay. Yeah, the Float Jesus just came by. We have a number of riders. We definitely want you to check the Instagram, check the Amped Electric Games page, because there's a lot of YouTubers, there's a lot of Instagrammers, there's a lot of people from social media that you may already know, and they're here riding right now. So the ones that you follow, I'm sure you'll get some of their footage on their channel. Oh, there we have a crouch rider. He's down on the seat and leaning forward. That was Adam the wrong way, baby. He was going the right way this time. So we'll see how fast he was. He was on the T4. So he was on one of the new wheels that just came out. I'm not sure how fast he was able to get that up to, but we will be able to tell when we look at it. Oh, it looks like we got some good news over here, people. It sounds like the airbags have come in, so we're going to be setting up airbags, and there will be a bus jumping happening here.
Don't
There he
steal
is.
my thunder, Black Cobra.
Go for it, baby. Go for it.
All right. So yeah. So as Black Cobra mentioned, we do have a 3-foot, a 5-foot, and an 8-foot, 7-foot, 8-foot.
8-foot.
8-foot airbag we're going to be sending it into. I shouldn't say we, I should say these professional electric unicycle riders are going to be sending it. And what I mean by sending it is jumping into the air at insane speeds and heights. It's going to be really exciting. Make sure you hit the notification bell, do your subscription.
Now that was Ruben.
That was Ruben.
Crouched
Ruben.
down. He had the crouching tiger going on. So we'll see how that turns out, how his speed comes out.
We are having a blast out here, guys. This is so much fun. If you're in the Benton County area, Bentonville, Fayetteville, Springdale, Siloam Springs, make sure you come out this weekend. Not only are we having fun, folks, but we're also doing this for a good cause. We're doing it to support the American Childhood Cancer Organization, the ACCO. The ACCO is a charity that's near and dear to our hearts because one of our VIP riders, Turbo EUC NYC, his son was afflicted with cancer.
Turbo, who you just saw come through flying down there, so he's putting his all into this event, and we are supporting him and his family in this. So we're glad to partner with that organization and all the good things that they do.
Yeah, and actually, if you want to help to support the ACCO, you can come on down here and buy a raffle ticket. We are selling raffle tickets. And they are going to be we're going to be donating 50% of the profits from that raffle to the ACCO. We would like to thank our sponsors, EVs out of Toronto, as well as Free Motion Shop. Free Motion Shop put up a KS or King Song 14D electric unicycle, and EVs put up, what did they put up?
The V13?
A V13?
The V13. It's the
V13.
In Motion V13, the newest electric unicycle to come out. The one that we're all excited to see.
Wait, yeah, what was the top speed on that one?
It was 88 miles an hour, which
Woo!
is nuts.
You might go back to
Nuts.
1955
We might.
if you ride that thing.
That might be the right amount of gigahertz to get you back into the future.
Marty, I'm here. There's a problem with your kids.
Doc Brown. I think I saw Doc Brown run by.
No, not the Libyans.
Whoa, whoever that was blowing by. It might have been
Roger Hajali from
my
Los
goodness.
Angeles. So I hear that Roger and Dawn Champion have been doing a lot of riding together.
Yeah, and Dawn has been showing some marked improvement in her speed. She already is one of the fastest women I've seen. And judging by what she was doing on the practice runs, wow. So
yeah,
we'll see.
She's amazing.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns
She's one of those
out.
beep riders.
Yes.
You hear her coming all
Yes.
the way around the corner. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, she's one of those people that some of the riders say, hey, could you possibly turn your beeps off? Because
I don't know if I'm beeping or you're beeping or who's beeping.
She told me that very thing. She said, yeah, a lot of people ask me to turn my beeps off because I ride the beeps. I'm like, ooh. And in case you guys don't understand what beeps are, these wheels, a lot of the wheels have a beep system that lets you know different warnings. And those beeps let you know, hey, you're getting close to a catastrophic failure. So
Yep.
Some people push it right to the limit. They listen to the beeps and then they pull back a little bit. Mm-hmm. Well, she's one of those people that she'll ride them. So you'll be riding with her and you'll hear beep, 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 and you'll be worried that it's your wheel about to go out.
I'm sure some of the louder buzzers are picking it up here on the microphone even. So when you guys hear that, it's an exciting time. It's exciting for us because we don't know if they're gonna fall or win the race. It's pretty scary. Personally, I hear one beep, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
Go down.
I am the same way. To me, beeps mean stop, but that's because I am not so much of a speed demon that I can fathom that. But that's just me. Some people love speed. Oh, okay. We have some funny commentary on the side over here.
We don't have any age categories here. That rider that just went by was one of our most elderly patients. I mean, riders. He's testing out wheels for us here.
He's having as much fun as everybody else. And that's one of the things I can tell you. This category of racing, there's no age limitation, but I tell you what, this is for all ages. We have riders as young as 10 years old here, and they're doing everything that everyone else is doing. And then we have riders, their 60s.
We'll just say 60s. We'll say 60s. We'll say late
Well,
60s.
late
60s.
I went 60. I figured 60s was safe. I think that's a safe bet.
Riding unicycles back in the 1800s.
You know that comic BC
With
where
the
the guy's
stone?
riding on the stone?
They had a donkey pulling him on his unicycle.
Oh no, that's wrong. That's so wrong, but it's so funny. Listen, we can't. One thing we do is have fun around here. There's the beach.
Oh,
There's Don Champion. Don
got
Champion.
a little wiggle and jiggle there at the end.
Oh. Did she hold it? Oh.
She's still upright. She's still upright. We've already had the medics on the course twice today. We don't need to see them again, folks.
Listen.
This is an exciting sport.
But that's how you know when we say professional riders, that's what we're talking about. These are people that push it to the limit. And pushing it to the limit is what really makes us love what they're doing, because even though it's nerve-wracking and it's scary, it really makes you want to watch. So trust me when I tell you that this is one of the sports that'll get your heart pumping, your blood racing, but you're going to love it. So keep watching, people. Keep watching.
We're actually out here inventing a sport is what it feels like to me. I don't know when the last time you saw electric unicycle racing was on TV or anywhere else. So it feels like we're kind of pioneers. We're pioneers in this, you know.
Definitely.
We're heading out over the Rockies, and hopefully we don't have to resort to cannibalism.
Yeah. What we're trying to do, people, like I said earlier, is we're trying to bring this professional style, because everybody can ride. But riding at a professional level, it takes some focus, it takes some experience, and it takes some nerve. And watching these people fly by is something that we want to bring to everybody. We want all of you to be able to experience this. This is something that needs to be done on a much bigger level. We are hoping to bring this sport to everyone. And that's what we're trying to do here. So we're hoping that you guys feel the same excitement we do and that you jump in, because this is for everybody. Riding electric unicycles and riding all electric vehicles, because here we have another one wheel coming through.
It's Colton Palmer.
Palmer. We have a crash. We got a crash, guys. And that is the infamous cutout, otherwise known as nosedive.
All right. He's back up. He's back up.
All right.
He's back up, ladies and gentlemen. All
right.
He's got the thumbs up.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah. What happens on a one wheel? If you haven't ridden one, the one wheel, you lean forward on the front to gain speed. So the more speed that you're trying to gain, the closer the front of it will be to the ground. So it depends on if you run across something, you can catch that front edge, and it seems like that's what happened over there. He tumbled, but he was able to roll it out, get back up, and get right back in the race. So
yeah, maybe we could talk a little bit about the differences between electric unicycles and one wheels. There really isn't a lot. They're both self-balancing devices. It's just depending on whether or not you
Slide dog stroll.
Wearing an Eevees jersey, getting a little wiggle and jiggle there at the end, but he seems like he held on to it. He was actually, speaking of one wheels, he's a very prolific one wheel rider and racer.
Very. That's where he started. I know that if you have watched any of his videos, any of his social media, you know that Sly Dog Stroh's huge when it came to the one wheel.
Yeah.
Then he rode an electric unicycle, and that was a wrap.
Now we can't get him off.
Yeah, he was converted, and he's like all in. He loves the electric unicycle. Mostly the difference is the speed that you can attain,
wattage, motor wattage.
Because it's a much bigger device where the motor is concerned. The battery pack is a lot larger. So between the battery pack, the motor, you can attain a lot higher speeds. Plus, you're not as close to the ground with that front edge of the board like on a one wheel, so that you don't have to worry about that. And now we have suspension that raise the wheel up even higher and gives you the ability to cushion over some of the bumps. Right. Oh, it's a game changer, people.
I've actually seen some suspension on one wheels too.
Yeah.
They actually have a little shock tower additional piece that you can add to have a suspension as well.
That was definitely needed. I know that a lot of people were. It was a bone of contention, I guess you can say, because some people were against it. A lot of people were for it. So the argument was back and forth. But if it's done right, suspension can add so much to your ride. There's still people that would prefer to ride without suspension.
You're talking about me, aren't you?
I might have been. They like the contact on the ground. And in case you guys don't know, you may not understand, but Seth here is a pro. Like he's a pro jumper. I don't care. He says it a lot here that those VIPs, those pros. He's one of them. So I want you guys to understand, this guy soars through the air like an eagle when he's riding on that wheel. I watched him again last night, and he soars effortlessly. So when it comes to this thing that we're talking about here, he's not just talking from, okay, I'm looking from the outside in. No, he does that jumping. So it's something that you got to understand. People have their preference. Now, he doesn't prefer a suspension wheel.
Yeah.
He prefers the wheel that already has. He does a lot of shock absorbing with his knees and his body.
Mm-hmm. And what I find is that, with a suspension wheel, a lot of your torque, a lot of your power is just utilized by compressing that suspension to get the wheel started. So there's a lot more moving parts. And anytime you add moving parts, you add levers, you add this, it's just physics. You're going to lose some of that power. You're going to lose some of that torque just to the machinery that's going on in the machine. I like to step on it and have it go. It's almost like, a Tesla. It'd be like comparing somebody riding a Tesla to somebody riding in a Geo Prism. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad.
Right.
But it's kind of the same idea, is that when you step on it or when you accelerate, you call for the acceleration. I want to feel that acceleration. Yeah. Sometimes I get in a situation where I need it now. And that's where it's good.
And that's why. Oh, here we have another one-wheel rider.
Wow,
he's moving, really, and he doesn't even have the front end all the way down.
He's really tilting back. That's called tilt back. It happens on electric unicycles as well. It's where the pedals get kind of stiff, and they say, you know what? Don't push me anymore.
Yeah.
Don't push it. Kind of like your mom when you're young. Don't push it. Something bad's gonna happen.
Now let me talk from the other side, because I'm a suspension lover.
Okay.
Now I can tell you. What he's saying is 100% true as far as the delivery, the instant delivery. However, what I like right now about what we're doing in the world of electric unicycles is the technology is advancing. The technology is advancing to a point where we are being able to catch up to that gap. So that gap that he's talking about that you miss from the power, I think that the electric unicycle is now it's being powered a lot higher. So, and the suspension is being adjusted to where you can still feel that instant power, and the suspension is not taking away from that. Because the first wheels that had suspension did just that. It was like just a spring, and when you hit it, it was like, okay, well, where are we going? Now we have wheels like the Master. We have the T4, the Master Pro, and now the V13 coming out, and they're in the S22. Because the suspension on that is even stiffer. So Mike Leahy, he jumps on the S22 now.
When it's working.
Yeah, when he doesn't blow a board. Because again, we are doing what we can to increase and change the technology in these wheels. So now he's getting his jam on. so that the suspension is able to give you that. I'm riding the Master, and the 134 volts gives you a lot of torque. When you punch it, it goes. So it's not as durable yet. They're still working on being able to make the suspension wheels as durable as the non-suspension wheels. Right. That, I think, is still a problem because we were able to break them too much.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's I think it's a quality issue, quality control as well. I mean,
from the factory.
I think that, with these advances in technology where we've gone from, just in the time that I've been riding, and hey, to give you a shout out, I was watching this guy's videos when I started riding electric unicycles, so he's been around for quite a while. I might be a jumper, but this guy, he's a fast rider. He's also got a lot of agility. You're an amazing rider, man.
Well, thank you.
I'm proud to have this guy as my co-host. And like he was saying, I think that if there are two people that can talk to you intelligently about electric unicycles, electric unicycle racing, PEV racing, I think we're two pretty good choices.
I think we got it covered.
We got it covered.
And not only that, I have interviewed people from around the world. Seth has been on a tour to interview people for this event as well. So between us, we've also spoken to some of all of these riders before they even got here, and done some intricate interviews. So we have an insight into all of what they're thinking and what they're doing and what they've done. Yeah. So we're able to bring that to you a little bit. So we're trying to get you to get inside their heads a little bit and know what they're feeling. Some of these guys have been doing this a long time, but they do it because they love it.
That's right.
That's
That's
why
right.
we do it.
We do it because we love it. Another reason we do it is because we get a lot of mental health, mental clarity.
Yes.
When you focus on something like balancing on one wheel going 50 miles an hour through traffic, it's kind of clarifies your life choices. Kind of makes you really analyze what's important in life. Makes you think about, you know, I could go out at any moment. I think a few of us are quite touched, maybe all of us, to do what we're doing.
It does take a little bit of crazy to do what we're doing. We're not going to lie. And sometimes we try to say, no, but if we're really being real, it does. Well, we know because our family tells us. I can tell you right now, our family tells us. I get that all the time, you know. We should do this. They're like, Dad, not everybody does what you do. Yeah. Not everybody is as crazy as you. I'm like, okay, but we do it because we love it, though. If you have that gene, that adrenaline gene, you have to try this. There's just no way you can go without it. Everybody I've introduced to this sport has said thank you.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, it's true. It's a labor of love. I think we're winding down, right?
Yeah, I think we're winding down. Hey guys, make sure you hit that notification button, hit that subscribe. We're going to be bringing you a lot of fantastic content today and tomorrow. If you're just hanging out, playing golf, watching golf, playing ping pong, I don't care what you're doing. Put it down. Put on the live stream. Check us out. Call your friends. Call your mom. Call your nieces and nephews. Let them know what's going on. The Amped Electric Games is the first of its kind. This is a new sport, folks. This is really hasn't been done to this level anywhere in the world, and we're excited to bring it to you. Can't wait to show you more of what these amazing talented riders can do.
Definitely. You guys have to be here. We're glad that you're here. Like you said, tell your friends, bring someone else back with you, pass the link along so that they can see what we did, because we want to share this amazing thing with everyone. It's something that everybody should experience.
Absolutely. AmpedElectricGames.com, YouTube.com/AmpedElectricGames, Facebook.com/AmpedElectricGames. Check it out. Check us out. Make sure you share it with your friends, and we will see you later with our next competition, the drag race. Drag race